So weekend 1 of the Black Ops 6 beta ended a few days ago, and I'm sure some of you are wondering if it's worth playing for the second weekend, which will be open to anybody who wants to download it. So in this video, I'm going to be covering everything I can, including maps, guns, the Omni movement, everything, so make sure you're staying all the way to the end of the video to hear everything there is about the game. Also, for anyone else who's played the beta already, I'd love to hear what you guys think of the game so far, so leave a comment down below and let's get a discussion going. First things first, let's talk about one of the main selling points of Black Ops 6, which is the Omni movement. Now, I think it's a really cool addition to Call of Duty, and going into the future of COD, I think it'll become a mainstay of movement the way that pretty much all Call of Duties now have sliding when it first got added back in Call of Duty Ghosts. I will say sometimes the Omni movement messes with me because I try to go for a sprint cancel reload and I end up just reloading in front of somebody when I really wanted to stop my reload, but that could be my fault because I've been running gung-ho on my classes, and so I haven't tested it without gung-ho, so like I said, that could be my fault. Moving into the guns of the game, all I gotta say is the Jackal PDW needs a nerf. It is by far the most overpowered gun in the beta. Now, I'm not saying nerf it into the ground, but it really does just beat every single gun in every single type of gunfight and really needs a nerf. Also, I wanted to point out that while sniping in this game feels pretty good, there are some things that I find odd about it. One thing that I think needs a bit of working on is the flinch you get when you are getting shot at while scoped in with a sniper. It's a bit too much right now, and I would like to see it lowered a bit. I understand having a bit of flinch as you don't want an X-Defiant situation where snipers just win the fight even though you shot first, but right now it's a bit too much. Also, another thing about snipers, which I don't know if this is intentional, but when you scope in with the sniper, there is no centering in the scope. What I mean by this is in other Call of Duties, when you were sniping, you would have a centering position and then the sway would kick in, which is why when you are, say, hard scoping on an angle, you would have to hold your breath so that your scope isn't swaying all over the place and would stay in the center position where your crosshair actually is. This also works for quick scoping. When a target is in the middle of your screen, you would scope in and shoot as quick as you can so that the swaying wouldn't be in effect while you take the shot. In Black Ops 6, however, every time that you scope in with the sniper, your crosshair will be in a different position than where the middle of your screen is. As I said before, I don't know if this is intentional to make quick scoping harder so that not everyone and their moms can just pick up a sniper and hit feeds like it was in Black Ops 2. If this is intentional, then I guess you can ignore this point, but I don't know, and I don't think any of the devs have come forward to say if it is or is not, so I thought I would mention it. Other than those things, I think most of the guns feel pretty balanced, although I haven't tried using the LMG we had access to, so unless I'm missing something, I think everything else is relatively pretty balanced. Now for the maps, while I do like pretty much all the maps, I feel like none of them really stood out to me, but maybe that will come as the game is fully released and we'll get more of them. As for right now though, I like the maps, but none really stood out to me, so whether that's good or terrible, take that how you will. The game modes that are in the beta are pretty much run-of-the-mill game modes that you would see in every other game. However, there is one new mode that they have been showing off, which is called Kill Order. I think it's pretty fun. You have like a VIP and they get extra health and stuff, and the team with more kills while having their VIP alive wins the game. Do I see it becoming a new mainstay game mode? Probably not, but it is fun to play every now and again to break up the more regular game modes you'll be running into. Now, this is kind of a hard topic to really talk about because I know they are kind of holding back on us in this department, but the score streaks of the game are sort of lackluster right now. We only have 6 of them, and the highest one you can get is a Hellstorm missile. I know from early gameplay I've seen that there are things like chopper gunners and stuff. I would say that they're alright, I guess, but one problem I do have with them is why the score for some of them are just so high for no reason. Like a UAV in this game is 600 score just for a UAV. That would mean that in a TDM, you would have to go on a 6 kill streak just to get a UAV. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you compare it to past Call of Duties where a UAV would be, what, a 3 kill streak, maybe 4? I don't know. To me, it seems like they should lower some of them because if all the score streaks are high, you are going to start getting into some unrealistic numbers when it comes to things like a VSAT or a chopper gunner, as I mentioned before. Tie that with the skill-based matchmaking where most of the time you are going to get, what, maybe 3 kills before you die? It's going to feel like score streaks aren't really worth and people will just run the low ones. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, skill-based matchmaking. There is definitely skill-based matchmaking in the game, and I'm probably going to sound like a broken record here, but it really shouldn't be in the game. However, many people have the same opinion as me and have been saying it for years now, so it's safe to say that it's not going anywhere, and sadly, if you want to play this game, at least for the multiplayer, you are just going to have to deal with it. Honestly, I might even even go as far as saying that skill-based matchmaking is one of, if not the major problem with this game, because otherwise I've been having a ton of fun. I've seen a lot of people saying that this game is just Cold War 2.0, and I gotta say that is a huge discredit to this game, because I was playing Cold War at launch, and this game is definitely not Cold War 2.0, but I'll save some of that for the rant in the conclusions of this video. Now for this section of the video, I'm just going to talk about some of the general gameplay things that I either really liked or would like to see changed. Starting off with some of the things I liked, the gameplay overall is very smooth, and I find the game to be pretty fun to play. Hopefully when the full game launches, I will enjoy the campaign and zombies and just overall have a really fun game to play. On the flip side of that, packet bursting in multiplayer, while not like crazy bad in this game, it's noticeable enough that I thought I would bring it up. Now before I move on, this is going to sound like I am trashing on the game. I promise I'm not. These are just small issues I found with the game that could be smoothed out by launch, so I thought I would just mention them really quickly. One of the more controversial opinions I have is, personally, I think the footsteps in this game are a bit too quiet. Before you get up in arms, there are times in this game where people will be full sprinting behind you and you just don't hear them. I'm not saying that I need to hear everyone moving everywhere I go on the map, but like, come on, somebody running right behind me or right beside me, I think I should be able to hear that. Now, of course, there will be those times where you are just locked in and like not paying attention to footsteps and somebody will come right behind you or something, and that's fine. It's just in this game, it happens a bit too often. Speaking of things that happen all too often, the spawns need some work. They just feel all over the place. People will spawn all over, around you, behind you, wherever. And I'm not saying that like the spawns need to be controlled or fixed in a certain way, but they are kind of all over the place, and I would like to see them smoothed out a bit. People who have played the beta already will know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the spawns. Another thing that I would like to mention is that trophy systems in this game are unlimited until they are broken, unlike other Call of Duty games where they would eat a certain amount of nades and then would just break on its own. I would just like to see the trophy systems have some sort of limits, because right now it's a bit overpowered, especially when you're playing like objective game modes like Hardpoint and such, and it becomes kind of OP and oppressing. Now honestly, I'm just gonna go over some small glitches that have been happening that I've noticed. These will probably be smoothed out by launch, but I thought I would mention them really quickly. Sometimes medals won't appear at the top of your screen, like the words will show but not the artwork. Textures also sometimes glitch out and make your game look like a potato. Hopefully that'll get fixed. The UI also has this weird glitch that sometimes when you hover over a gun to pick it up off of the ground, the icon will stay there on your screen for who knows how long, so hopefully they can fix that. Lastly, this is the only time I had this happen, so I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I did experience this weird crash that made me restart my game by Alt F4ing, and I was recording when it happened, so I'll just play the clip and let you guys see what happened. Wait.
My game just like crashed or something.
Yeah, I just got kicked out. What the fuck was that?
You also have like a black screen?
Yeah. Is it making that
like,
noise?
It's yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Oh.
Did it fix itself? What the fuck is happening?
I'm gonna have a seizure watching whatever's going on.
All right, I'm just gonna Alt F4. All in all, I think Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has been a really fun overall experience, and I'm super excited for the full launch of the game, and even excited for the second weekend of the beta. Now, if you guys have been here on the channel for a little bit, you'll see that in recent years, I haven't bought a new Call of Duty game. So I think it says a lot when Black Ops 6 can get me to fully buy the game and to deliver on the promise that I will enjoy the game. I said earlier in the video I was going to talk about the people that have been calling this Cold War 2.0, and this is what I have to say about that. Black Ops 6 has improved on Cold War by so much that I really don't see the comparison other than the game running on a similar or the same engine, and that's it. Hopefully the zombies in the campaign will be as fun as well, and while I did enjoy zombies and campaign in Cold War, I'm hoping that just like the multiplayer, they will be just as improved on. Speaking of things being enjoyed, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and help out the channel, and to let me know that you guys want more Black Ops 6 content going into the future, because I will for sure be playing the next weekend and at launch. To make sure you guys never miss out on those videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It would mean a great deal to me. And that's been pretty much it. I've been Foamy, you guys have been awesome, and I'm out. Peace.